So we're going to do 6, 7 problems. I don't remember how many. We're just going to do a bunch. Okay? We're going to do it slowly since we have 40 minutes. I'm going to take my time. I want you to get some scrap paper and follow along. Try to work ahead of me. Try to do the problems along with me so it's not just you staring at a screen and falling asleep, which none of you would do, but, you know, maybe you just didn't sleep. Maybe you were up all night thinking about that fabulous debate that we watched. Oh boy, that was fun, huh? Speaking of fun, a stray dog ate 12 of your muffins. What are these dogs doing out here? Eating my muffins that I worked so hard on. That was 3/10 of all of them. How many did you start? All right, well, a dog ate 12 muffins. First off, that dog is going to be fat, and I don't mean PH fat, I mean fat with an F. Am I right? Marlena, give me a thumbs up if I'm right. Yay! So 12 is, okay, so 12 muffins is 2/3 of all of them. 12 is 2/3, not 2/3, 3/10 of all of them. I don't know why I said 2/3. 3/10 of all of them. So I'll put M for muffins. 12 is 3/10 of my muffins. Is M all by itself? No. I have a 3/10 multiplied to M that I have to get rid of. And 3/10 is, like I said, being multiplied to M. Usually when I have things multiplied to my variable, I divide both sides. But instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. 10/3. 10/3. Cross you out. Now, 12 is not a fraction, but I can easily turn it into one. See what I did? And then I multiply straight across the numerator, the top, and straight across the denominator, the bottom. So I'm going to multiply 10 times 12, which is 120. And I'm going to multiply straight across the denominator, the bottom, and get 3. 120 divided by, well, first off, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 120 divided by 3 is 40. Now, this is a problem about muffins. So this is a word problem. And if someone were to be like, sir, someone ate all of my muffins, and I started out with a certain amount of muffins, and I was like, how many muffins did you start out with? And they was all like, M equals 120, bro. Or M equals 40, bro. I'm going to be like, I don't understand. So since this is a word problem, our answer shall have words in it. Now, I know my mom makes delicious muffins, but people would always say my mom has a muffin top. Is that what they're talking about? Marlena, are you with me on that one? It's not. Muffin top is when you wear pants that are just too tight and your tummy sticks out. Oh, my mom is a beautiful woman. Don't you ever talk about my mom. Oh, look at all the kids on the bus. 331 students went on a field trip. Not that you guys are going to know what that's like because of Corona. All right. 331 students went on a field trip. 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. Okay, so My total, and I like totals, 331 equals 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. So that's going to equal 6 buses and 7 students. $330, and again, if you're having a hard time understanding the word problem, try taking away or try simplifying a little bit. I don't need all these words. All I need is total is 331. So it's going to equal 331. There's 6 buses, and I want to know how much is in each bus. So I don't know what bus is. So if it's saying 6 buses, I should probably call that 6B. And then 7 students, so 6 buses and 7 students will be 6B plus 7. And if you're wondering, like, well, shouldn't there be an SB attached to 7? Nope, because I don't care about like how many. How do I word this? It's not like I'm being asked how many people were in each student. That doesn't make sense. It's how many people were in each bus. So I need to find bus. I'm going. All right. So I have 331 equals 6B plus 7. Is B all by itself? No. What is in the way? 6 is in the way and 7 is in the way. I have 6 attached and I have 7 floating around. Always get rid of the guy that's floating around first. -7, -7, and to cross you out. When I do that, I end up with 324 equals 6B. Is B all by itself? No. What's in the way? 6 is being multiplied to B. So what I can do is I can divide both sides by 6. I can divide by both sides by 6. And those of you who have a smartphone or an iPhone, which I have, if you have an iPhone, you should be able to do this. What is 324 divided by 6? And I'm silent, so she's not talking to me. She's not talking to me. Kind of like most of the women in my life. Am I right? Marlene, are you with me on that one? Thank you. All right, so I have B equals 54. Now, again, this is a word problem. So the question is, how many students were in each bus? If I'm asking you this question, and if this is a real life problem that I'm asking you to solve, I'm not going to be like, hey, how many kids were in each bus? And you're not going to be like, B equals 54. That doesn't make sense to me. There were 54 students in each bus. So we have to answer with, at the very least, a word. And I'm not going to write out an entire sentence because this thing is awful writing on my Chromebook. But the answer is there were 54 students riding on each bus. Capiche? Capiche? That there is a triangle. I do know that triangles, all the angles add up to 180 degrees. So all of my angles add up to 180 degrees. So U plus U plus U are going to add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to write that out. The first U I said was 4y plus 20 plus y minus 10 adds up to 180 degrees. Let me see. Uh-oh, I have 2 variables, but they're on the same side. So this isn't one of those cases where I'm like, oh, which one's smaller? I'm going to subtract that from both sides. No, they're on the same side. So what I do is if they're on the same side, you combine them. I have 4 yo-yos, and I'm going to add another yo-yo, and someone's going to be like, but it's over there. And I'm going to be like, I don't care if it's over there. I have 5 yo-yos. So 5 yo-yos. And similarly, on that same side, I'm walking around with $20, and someone comes up and says, give me $10. And I'm like, okay. And he boonk gangs my $10. Boonk gang? Marlena's not making any faces, so I guess I said that wrong. He steals $10. And in this case, when I say steal $10, I don't mean punch $10 on the face. All right. So 20 take away 10 is 10. That's going to equal 180. Is y all by itself? No. What is in the way? 5 is attached, and 10 is floating around. Always get rid of the guy floating around first. Always subtract or add to both sides first, and I'm going to subtract 10, and that gives me 5y equals 170. Divide both sides by 5, and I believe you end up with, I want to say 34? What's 170 divided by 5?
The answer is 34.
Hey! Just like my age will be in 10 years. Just kidding. I am in my 60s. All right, so what did I get? 34? Y is 34. Y is 34. Y is 34. Am I done? No. Because the question does say find Y. But it also says and the measures of each angle. So this isn't going to be that bad. I already know one of my, so let's erase all of this mess because it's going to be on video, and if you really need to rewind, you can rewind. I found out that Y is 34. Okay, great. I'm going to try to leave that. The only thing there, I'm going to erase all of you. I'm going to put a blue circle around y minus 10. I'm going to put a red circle around 4y, and I'm going to put a purple circle around 20. I have to find the measure of each angle. So the red circle-shaped thingy is 4y. I'll call that angle 1. The top angle on the triangle is going to be called angle 1. Angle 1 is 4 times y. Guess what I just found out? That y is 34. So angle 1 is 4 times y, or 4 times 34. I think it's 136, but I'm not sure. I'm nervous. What's 4 times 34?
The answer is 136.
Hey! So angle 1 is 136 degrees. Who's that? Angle 2. Let's do the blue one. Angle 2 is y minus 10. Angle 2 is y minus 10. Again, I know what y is. Y is 34. So angle 2 is 34 minus 10. And 34 minus 10 is 24 degrees. Very good. And this is the easiest of all of them. Angle 3 is supposed to be in purple. Angle 3 is circled in purple, and it's done. I didn't know anything. So I found out what y was, and I used y to find all of my other angles. Now, a 455-foot fence encloses a pasture. What is the length of each side of the pasture? It's the same type of problem. That whole fence that whole fence adds up to 455. So 3x is the top part of the fence. The right part of the fence is 1.5x. The bottom part of the fence is 180. And the left part of the fence is x. And all of that adds up to 455. Look, a bunch of x's on the left. I want you to make believe that those x's stand for xylophones. And you and your buddies all go to the xylophone store. And your buddy has 3 xylophones. And you bought 1.5 because you chopped one in half and you're ridiculous. And your buddy bought 1. If you bought 3 and somebody else bought 1.5, that's 4.5 xylophones so far. And if someone brings another one, that's 5.5 xylophones. Add 180 equals 455. Is x all by itself? No. 5.5 is attached. 180 is floating around. Get rid of 180 first. Boo, boo. And that gives me 5.5 x equals 275. Neat. Is x all by itself? No, I have to divide everything by 5.5. Divide by 5.5. Divide by 5.5. Let's ask this sassy computer lady to do the math for me again. 275 divided by 5.5.
The answer is 50.
No. What a convenient number. X is 50. Now let's look at the directions. Are my directions find x? No, no, no. It says, what is the length of each side of the pasture? So this is what I'm going to do. Again, this is a video, so if you need to go back and see, then you can just watch my video and hit the rewind button. X is 50. Let's look at the top side first. The top side. Boo! The top side is 3 times x. X is 50. So the top side is 3 times 50, which is 150 feet. Right? The right side is 1.5x. So the right side is 1.5x. X is 50. So 1.5 times 50, and that gives me 75 feet. The bottom is done. And that's 180 feet. The left side is basically done. The left side's just x. What's x? 50. So the left side's 50 feet. All right, so the math stuff you should feel pretty comfortable about. It's the word problem stuff that might scare us just a little bit. There's not a ton of word problems on the test, but if you can get through these word problems and say, I feel pretty good, I understand most of it, then you're in great shape. You are a great tip-top shape. The equation P equals 2.5 M plus 35 represents the price in dollars of a bracelet, where M is the cost of the material. Okay, so let me write that formula out. P equals 2.5 M plus 35. The second sentence says the price of a bracelet is $115. Oh, P is price. So what I can do is I can replace P. No! I can replace P with 115. Minus 35. Minus 35. Cross U out. 80 equals 2.5. Divide both sides by 2.5. Let's ask our friend. What's 80 divided by 2.5?
That would be 32.
32. So M is 32. What does that mean in the word problem? The last sentence says, what is the cost of the materials? And M is the cost of the materials. And M is 32. So the cost of the materials is $32. Oh, get that money. Get that money. Fun. The equation for a line in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Solve the equation for x. Oh, I've done this before. Y equals m, and I'll make x red, x plus b. Is x all by itself? No, I have m attached and I have b floating around. Always get rid of the guy that's floating around first. Minus b, cross u out. On the left, do y and minus b combined? Nerp. So y minus b equals m times x. Is x all by itself? No. What is in the way? M. How do I get rid of m if it's multiplied? Divide m from everything. So I'm going to divide m from everything. Everything. So what I have is I have y over m minus b over m equals x, but I'm gonna put the x on the left because it's proper. Just looking at time. Okay, 13 minutes, and I think we have one more problem to go, and then that'll be that. Hey, how did my grandpa show up on here? Grandpa! In an orange jumpsuit, this guy. Your profit for mowing lawns this week is $24. Good job! You spent an entire week mowing lawns and you made $24. That's a huge deal. That's great. You were paid $8 per hour, and you paid $40 for gas for the lawnmower. All right. So you made $24. That's your total. You got that by getting $8 an hour. Oh, but poo on a stick, you lost $40 because you had to buy gas. So I get 8 hours, that's why it's positive. Or $8 an hour, that's why it's positive. And I lose $40. How many hours did you work this week? Well, is H all by itself? No. What is in the way? I have minus 40 floating around, and I have 8 multiplied to H. I'm going to add 40. I'm going to add 40, cross U out. 64 equals 8H. Is H all by itself? No. What is in the way? 8 is being multiplied, so I have to divide by 8. And divide by 8 I shall. 84 equals 8, or divided by 8 equals 8, so H equals 8. So many 8s. So H is 8. What does that mean? How many hours did you work this week? 8 hours. 8 horas. All right.